Faculty of Medicine, Chiang Mai University is the third medical school to be established in Thailand, founded in 1959. The I Wish is our strategic objectives from 2017 to 2021. The first is happy organization. We aim to create healthy and happy personnel and to deliver happy services to all our customers. S stands for Sophisticated and Comprehensive Medicine. We are developing in-depth and integrated excellent thalassemia, genetic and palliative care center. The Maharaj Nakhon Chiang Mai Hospital is the 1,400-bed regional hospital that not only services patients in the northern region, but also serves as a research and training center from medical professionals with up-to-date technology. In addition to the Maharaj Nakhon Chiang Mai Hospital, Sipat Medical Center, Faculty of Medicine, Chiang Mai University, provides special medical services by medical specialists and experts from various disciplines, with teams of experienced medical personnel and sophisticated medical equipment and facilities. The Center for Medical Excellence is the institute that promotes excellence in medical research at an international level. By integrating research, medical services, the center seeks to develop new knowledge from traditional Thai medicine and from existing expertise in healthcare services. The third letter stands for Innovative Medical School. By developing as an innovative organization, we aim to create a strong innovative network, publicly and privately. The fourth letter stands for Wisdom Leader. Our goal is to be a leader in modern medical knowledge. The keys to achieve this are more advanced medical informatics, AI center, and cadaveric workshop. And lastly, international player. To become one, we plan to create more international programs, which involves increasing foreign personnel and focusing on high-quality researches under strong collaboration with many leading institutes. those are all of our strategic objectives from 2017 to 2021. And currently, we still continue to move forward. In this year of CMU IMC, there are 35 teams from 8 countries, which are Thailand,
China,
Indonesia,
Vietnam,
the Philippines,
Japan,
India,
and Bangladesh.
we would like to offer each of you a very warm welcome and wish you all a pleasant experience.
Please give another big round of applause for the traditional drum performance, Gong Sabat Chai. Traditionally, Gong Sabat Chai is a unique culture of Lana or northern Thailand. It has been used in many centuries to auspiciously signify victory in wartime and also for entertainment.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of the CMU IMC 2018 project. Please welcome Mr. Panupong Maikam, a 5th-year medical student, to come forward for the project report.
Vice President of Chiang University, Professor Dr. Pongrak Si Bandit Mongkon, and ladies and gentlemen, I am Panupong Maikam, a President of CMU IMC 2018. It is a great honor to welcome you and have you here as a President of CMU IMC 2018 opening ceremony. CMU IMC is an international competition annually held by Chiang University, Faculty of Medicine, Thailand, and attended by medical students from various countries around the world. Our uniqueness is that even the theme is rotationally changed every year under 5 themes: pathophysiology, biochemistry, anatomy, hematology. And this year, CMU IMC is being held under the theme of basic to clinical infectious diseases. This event will last for 4 days, starting from November 9th to November 12th. Since CMU IMC 2018 is an international event, apart from the academic sessions, it delivers wonderful opportunities for a new lifelong friendship and development. Okay, and on this occasion, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Pongrak Sri Bandit Mongkon as a president of this morning to give the opening speech of Chiang Mai University International Medical Challenge 2018.
President of CMU IMC 2018, Associate Dean from Faculty of Medicine, contestants, participants, advisors, and all medical students in this room. It's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to Chiang Mai and to Chiang Mai University International Medical Challenges 2018. This is the 5th time that this competition has been held, and the organizer of this event, which you can say that our medical students have been worked hard and tirelessly to ensure that these 4 days will be memorable for everyone. Faculty of Medicine, Chiang Mai University was established in 1959, and we will celebrate our 60th anniversary soon. One of our important goals is to provide academic services to the national community in line with the sufficient economy philosophy, particularly for Northern Thailand. Faculty of Medicine also has an immense duty to nurture doctors who will be ready to serve the nation in all regions. Though Chiang Mai University is committed to the community by improving the well-being of Thai people, worldwide there still remains work to be done to expand our knowledge and ability to ensure a healthy life for everyone. Communication and cooperation are surely the most powerful tools we have. We can use these for defeating all kinds of diseases. This is why we set up this competition, not to find the most knowledgeable one, but to enable a stronger humanity by fostering knowledge sharing, partnerships between individuals, colleges, universities, and countries. To emphasize that true success is not in the learning, but in its application to the benefit of mankind. Quote from Prince Mahidol. Building on this success for the previous CMU IMC, I am confident that this upcoming competition will be challenging and exciting to all participants. At the same time, giving everyone an opportunity to create lifelong friendships that will support us in advancing medical care for the whole community. With this, it is my great honor to declare the opening of the 5th Chiang Mai University International Medical Challenges 2018. Thank you and enjoy your stay in Chiang Mai and Chiang Mai traditional culture named Lana culture. Thank you very much and have a good time.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Pongrak Sri Bandit Mongkon, for the valuable opening speech.
Next, may I invite Professor Dr. Pongrak Sri Bandit Mongkon, Associate Professor Dr. Atthawut D. Somchok, and Mr. Panupong Maikam to please come forward to the stage for an opening ceremony.
And now, it is a great time to officially open the CMU IMC 2018 contest. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Phongrak Sibandit Mongkon, Associate Professor Dr. Athawut Somchok, and Mr. Phanupong Maikham.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Chiang Mai University, Associate Professor Dr. Athawut Somchok, to come forward for the welcoming speech.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Faculty of Medicine, Chiang Mai University, I would like to welcome all of you to the 5th Chiang Mai International Medical Challenge, CMU IMC 2018. And very pleased to know that the 35 teams from university in Thailand and other regions of Asia are interested to join. We are ready to fill these 4 days with both knowledge from scientific competition, research presentation, and special lecture, enjoy through activities and culture organized by our medical students. Questions used in this competition are created by our instructor. They have worked hard on every question, so the participant will be able to demonstrate their full ability in the field of infectious disease. Apart from the academic part, we also provide sightseeing tours around Chiang Mai for you. With this, I hope that you might get a taste of and enjoy your experience of our Northern Thai culture. May you all have an enjoyable time and good luck with the competition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Associate Professor Dr. Athawut Somchok.
And next, may I invite the CMU IMC President, Mr. Phanupong Maikham, to come forward for the greeting speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phanupong Maikham, or you can call me Jimmy. As a president of this event, Chiang Mai University International Medical Challenge 2018, I would like to welcome you all, my esteemed guests, to Faculty of Medicine, Chiang Mai University, where we are already sitting here. And on behalf of the organizers of this event, I would like to say thank you for joining us, and it is our great honor to take care of you all. So please be our guest. Feel free to ask, feel free to enjoy. Let your 4 days here in our hands. Okay, let's start with Chiang Mai University International Medical Challenge, or CMU IMC for short. The annual event where the medical students from all over the world come to show their excellence, and for sure, much more than competing against each other, we are expecting for friendship, cross-cultural skills, communications, perspectives, and a lot more, which that will be generated by the activities throughout these 4 days of event. Since its introduction in 2014, CMU IMC has offered various sophisticated and challenging quizzes related to a specific name of each year. Basic science, medical subjects such as the pathophysiology, anatomy, right, the last 3 consecutive years, anatomy, biochemistry, and recently hematology have all been chosen themes. And if you have noticed, these topics are founded by their common core values of basic to clinical. We always put the basic to clinical in the subtitle lines of our events in every year. And this year, we would like to carry forward the tradition of emphasizing the significance of the basic knowledge as it contributes to the advanced medical practice. Since this medical subject has been chosen already to be a yearly themes. The question for us was, what intriguing topic of science should be nominated for this year? And we realized that one of the most serious public health problem belongs to infection. You know, these microorganisms affect mankind in every social dimension. Some historical outbreak wiped out millions of lives in a few months. Some persist in human beings, weakening our development and evolution. And yeah, for sure, most of them cause a tremendous proportion on our public spending. So there is the value in raising a public awareness of this huge issue. And, sorry. Okay. There's a mistake on there. Please accept my apology. Okay, I'll talk to you. And if we take a deep look into a history of science, since the golden age of the miasma theory, we didn't know anything, right? To the day that Dr. Leeuwenhoek noticed a single-celled microorganisms, or to the day that the introduction of hand-washing theory from Dr. Smelwhite was rejected from the society. We are invaded, blindly invaded by enemies we didn't know. And to the day that Dr. John Snow revealed the enemy's ways of transmission, or the day that Louis Pasteur or Joseph Lister discovered the way to fight back. And our turning point was the Dr. Alexander Fleming clumsiness, which the beginning, the age of penicillins. And this is like a war. This is like a war, if you can see. A great war between mankind and microbes, fighting against each other for thousands of years. And our real strike back has just begun for this last century, when Dr. Alexander Fleming discovered the penicillin. And I would say that this competition, this event, is like a war also. Then I would say that it's a part of a great war where we're fighting to the microbes. And here, this event where we are training or arming the troops of medical students from every corner of the world in preparing to fight with that enemies we scare. And if this is a war, I would say there will be two honor battles happening during this time of war, during this episode of war. One, the first one, is the knowledge battle, consisting of MCQ round and stage round, where we can fight the enemy's virulence, and for sure, we can fight them back with the knowledge that we have prepared, right? And I would say that this part of event will be exceptional, excited, and we will see it on Monday on a stage round. And the other is the research battle. The research battle is a new activities introduced to CMU IMC 2018 for the first time. Our core values of basic to clinical, as I have said before, basic to clinical, this value reminds us of not only to apply the basic science to the clinical practice, but also to encourage the youngs to make questions and investigate for to basis of everything. And I think it is worth understanding the basis of diseases which are caused by these tiny living organisms. These fundamentals couldn't be applied and developed into the advanced medical technologies in the future. And this is the main event that will be occurring during these 4 days, the medical quiz and the poster competition. which will be start this morning. And lastly, I said that we are troops, right? We are troops of medical students from all over the world. And there's a phrase said, "Army marches on its stomach," if you ever heard. We need food anyway during these 4 days. We are proudly offer you our premium traditional cuisine throughout these 4 days of event. And besides, we also offer aesthetic activities, traveling, or even a party are already provided for the soldiers who are going to the battles today. And again, please be our guest. Feel free to ask, feel free to enjoy. Let your 4 day here in our hands. Good luck for this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Phanupong Maikham, for such an interesting greeting speech.
Up next, we would like to show you the overview of the competition from the first round up until the final round.
Welcome to CMU IMC 2018. There are 3 main rounds to the competition. The first round is multiple choice question round. This round is an individual challenge in which all 35 teams with 105 contestants will complete an examination. The scores of all 3 members of each team are combined, and the 16 teams with the highest total scores will proceed to the semi-final round. In this round, the 16 qualifying teams will be divided into 2 pools, according to the team scores from the MCQ round. Pool A, the first highest score, the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, the 9th, the 11th, the 13th, and the 15th. And Pool B, the second highest score, the 4th, the 6th, the 8th, the 10th, the 12th, the 14th, and the 16th. The 2 teams with the highest score in each pool will be able to proceed to the final round. The 3rd to the 6th team in each pool will proceed to the revival round, and the last 2 remaining teams in each pool will be eliminated. However, they still have a chance to take part in the resuscitation round. The revival round. Contestants in this round consists of 8 teams, 4 from the semi-final round Pool A and 4 from Pool B. When all 7 questions are played, the team with the highest remaining tokens will be qualified for the final round. And in case of a tie that affects the ranking, they will proceed to the sudden death. During the sudden death, the team will answer the question in the form of a short answer. And there are 4 questions for each sudden death. The team that answers the question incorrectly will be immediately eliminated. If all teams answer incorrectly, that question will be nullified. This round will persist until all the preceding teams are decided. If all 4 questions are used and the preceding team is not decided yet, the score from the MCQ round will be used instead.
And now,
This
we're going to start the first round.
Each member of the team will complete a 2-hour examination. This round is
Let me give you apologize for that. This is the video describing the rules of the next round, which is the MCQ round. It will be taking place on the 5th floor of Ratchanakarin building. So may I draw your attention to the video. Let's watch together.
an individual challenge. Each member of the team will complete a 2-hour examination, consisting of 80 questions, which are in the form of multiple choice questions with 5 choices each, A to E. To complete the examination, use the provided 2B pencil to fill in the corresponding numerical circle on your answer sheet. If you want to change the answer, erase the old one and fill in the new one. Each question has only one correct answer. If more than one circle is filled in for a single question, your answer for that question will be invalid. 1 point will be awarded for each correct answer, and the points gained by each member will be added together to give a total team score. The 16 teams with the highest total score will qualify for the next round, the semi-final round.
And now, it is time for the competition. To avoid confusion and getting lost, we would like the competitors to stand up and follow your GMs to the examination room. But before you go to the examination room, you will be taken to the belongings room where you will put down your bags and your belongings. For the advisors and the observers, please be seated and wait for an orientation for poster competition in this room. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you, and good luck on your examination.
ไม่ใช่ไหมไม่หูกล้องเลย
This morning we are going to have 5 presentations from 5 teams of 5 medical schools from 4 countries. But before we start the competition, I would like to introduce our judge. Associate Professor Udom Chimpakdi. Please in front, please. He's from Faculty of Fine Arts. Please give him applause. The second judge, Assistant Professor Dr. Panjit Chiao Silapakam from Department of Microbiology, Faculty of Medicine, and Dr. Punsuk Gilapang, Department of Microbiology also, Faculty of Medicine. Each presenter will have 5 minutes to explain more about their work in the posters, and additional 5 minutes for question and answers. So I welcome questions from the audience, from the advisor to the competitors also. And the result will be announced this afternoon after the special lectures, and also the certificate will be handed out to the competitors also. Okay, I think we are ready to start. Since the presenter from Bangladesh and India also will compete in the MCQ round, so we would like to ask them to present first. The first presenter, the first competitor is from Armed Forces Medical College, Dhaka, Cantonment, Bangladesh. We will present on the first poster on this one. The title is a cross-sectional study on quality of life of people living with HIV in Bangladesh. And her name is Esra, right? Esra Muhammad Harun, please.
Good morning to one and all. AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, contributes a detrimental and worldwide effect on a majority of the population in the world. Why are we concerned with this? According to the latest estimate by UNAIDS in 2017, 36.7 million people are HIV positive, but the prevalence in Bangladesh is relatively low. It is less than 0.1%, but we are still concerned because it is steadily increasing. And other than the physical and tremendous socioeconomic impact that HIV has upon the infected people, it also contributes to a lot of social problems. They suffer from stigmatization, cultural disbelief, and so on. Our main aim through this study is to get a better understanding of the quality of life of people living with HIV in Bangladesh. Our study was conducted as a cross-sectional study from July to December of 2016 and included both cases and controls. Cases included those that were diagnosed as HIV positive, and controls include those that were diagnosed as HIV negative. We had a total of 150 respondents divided into 2 equal groups of 75, including the cases and controls. We recruited our study participants through 3 NGOs in Bangladesh. And after the data was collected, it was reviewed for its consistency and was entered into SPSS version 19. And various analysis, all the categories, frequencies were run for all categories, and comparisons were made based upon chi-square test and the F test based upon the appropriateness. By-weight analysis was done, and correlation regression models were run for all, and in order to understand the level of significance. Our results show that among the controls, majority of the people that were suffering from HIV, they were males. They were males in both the controls as well as the case group. And the average age of both were approximately 30, and for the case group, it is 37 years. We wanted to focus upon the socio-economic aspect. In the socio-demographic, the variables that we looked at included the educational status, occupational status, and the monthly income of the family. More than 30% of those infected with HIV, they did not have education level beyond the primary level. This also reflected in their employment. A whopping 69% were unemployed, and this reflected in their family income, earning less than $100 per month. Our main target was the socio-demographic, so quality of life variables, and it was based upon the WHO quality of life HIV instrument, and which contains 5 domains and 31 items. And significant analysis, the significant level of difference was noticed in the social relationship according to gender, age, and according to the considering ill, all domains showed a significant level of association. Our results corresponded to the similar studies that were conducted throughout the world as well as in other parts of Southeast Asia, but inverse results were showed in Brazil and other countries and other developing countries. Our study has certain limitations. It was based upon the English version of the WHO QL instrument, and all our participants were those who sought regular treatment. So it does not reflect all those people. And to conclude, striding efforts have been made to make the physical and to involve and give proper and antiretroviral treatment to those infected with HIV, but better understanding of their quality of life should and significant policies must be made upon this study in order to improve their quality of life, because quality of life is a significant aspect of health. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Esla, for the very interesting presentation. Now, we'd like to receive the questions or comments from the audience, please.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sada Nazrina. I'm from Armed Forces Medical College. Can you tell me more about HIV condition in Bangladesh?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we have a watchdog organization. It's the National STD and AIDS National STD and AIDS Program. And throughout the world, UNAIDS has estimated there is 36.7 million people suffering from AIDS. In Bangladesh, the prevalence is significantly low. It is less than 0.1%. But we are concerned because in central Bangladesh, it has been steadily and gradually increasing from 5% to 22%, according to the latest estimate made by the National STD AIDS program. And moreover, the prevalence among the high-risk group is very important, very significantly higher in Bangladesh. Yes.
Thank you. Next, please. Question.
Did you study about the relationship between CD4 count and the score of the quality of life?
Yes, ma'am. But no significant level of association was, confirmed or noticed between the CD4 count and the quality of life among HIV positive people, ma'am.
So you did the correlation but found nothing?
No association.
Thank you. Next, please. Please.
Thank you, sir. Master Professor Rahim. My question is, how many cases till now actually HIV was died from HIV or AIDS in world perspective as well as in Bangladesh perspective? Do you have any statistics?
So, in the world perspective, So it is considerably lower, but in Bangladesh, of the confirmed 5,586 cases, 799 have been fatally affected with HIV. And we are concerned because in Bangladesh, although the prevalence is low, the high-risk population is very high, and the prevalence among the high-risk population is significantly high, sir.
Any more questions? No? So I have one. How did you find the control group?
So it's a very, very, very good question, sir. So we know in Bangladesh, it's a Muslim country, and it's still in, Southeast Asia. So a lot of people have, stigmatization of HIV is very, very, very prevalent. So what we did is, we approached 3 non-governmental organizations, Ashar Alo Society, Lighthouse Bangladesh, and Mukta Akash Bangladesh. And the controls were the family members, the relatives, and those who are giving care to the HIV people, because they understand what they're going through, and they were more willing to be involved in the study because they know that this study will reflect, and the outcome of the study will help and improve the lives of the unknown people.
And I hope you already checked that they are HIV negative, right?
Sir, the cases are HIV, diagnosed HIV positive, and the controls are diagnosed HIV negative, sir.
Okay. Thank you. If no more questions, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, for the first competitor. Okay. Next is Sufyan Ibrahim from Kasturba Medical College, Manipal in India. He's going to present his work titled Hunt for the Source, Outbreak of Multi-Drug Resistant Pseudomonas Species in a Burn ICU. Please.
Honorable judges, respected teachers, and all my dear friends, I am Sufyan Ibrahim from Kasturba Medical College, guided by Dr. Barnini, and I'll be presenting before you all a case of hunting. Yes, indeed, my dear friends, this is a case of hunting for the source of an outbreak which took place in the burns ICU of our hospital. And this was caused by none other than our very notorious Pseudomonas. Well, burn wounds are effectively known to be having an increased risk of nosocomial infection, and particularly so by Pseudomonas species. And despite the rapid medical advancements that has taken place all throughout these years, the mortality and the morbidity rates associated with the bacteremia of Pseudomonas continues to be very high. And the reservoir of such infections are predominantly the ineffectively sterilized, contaminated hospital equipments, the disinfected bottles, and the surgical equipments that are used in the hospital. And what are we going to do today is present one such outbreak, but the highlight, the emphasis would be on how effectively these outbreaks can be investigated and handled. So, our study is an epidemiological type of outbreak investigation study which took place from November 2017 to February 2018. And during this period, 4-month period, all the patients who were admitted to the burns ICU and who later on went on to develop post-op infection by Pseudomonas, or whose wounds were colonized by Pseudomonas, these were our subjects. And a total of 9 subjects were identified for our study for 4-month period. And there were 4 males and 5 females. And what we did, from all these subjects, we collected their clinical data and their microbiological data. By the clinical data, we can see that the predominant complaint was 3rd-degree burns, which ranged from 13% to as much as 54% of total body surface area. And the duration of hospital stay, it ranged from 2 weeks to 8 weeks, depending on the severity of illness. And the specimens that were collected were obviously the wound swabs, and in suspects of bacteremia, we collected blood for blood culture. And then what we also did was the isolation identification was done by Mardi-Topf analysis, and the antibiotic sensitivity testing was done by Whitetech-2 system. And we luckily found out, fortunately, that these multi-drug resistant Pseudomonas were sensitive for tigecycline, colistin, and quinolones. During this outbreak investigation period, the most important thing was we did an extensive environmental sampling in order to find out what is the source of this outbreak. So our results are as follows. Out of these 9 patients, 3 patients developed bacteremia, and 3 patients unfortunately could not recover, and they succumbed because of post-op sepsis. And so the mortality rate you can see is 3 by 9. That's a staggering 33.3%, which is associated with this outbreak strain of multi-drug resistant Pseudomonas. That's indeed very high. And also, the drug sensitivity testing, as I said, was positive only for 3 drugs. That was quinolones, tigecycline, and colistin. The most important thing here was, while we did the epidemiological investigation, we found out that there was a water sprinkler which was ineffectively sterilized. So what we did was, when we sampled the colonies of Pseudomonas which was present in the water sprinkler, it was exactly matching as those which was found by the wounds of the patients who were having Pseudomonas infection, post-op infection. So the emphasis here is to say that these water sprinklers which are used, why are they used in burn wounds? In order to apply or remove the dressings of the burn wounds of the patients. So after this outbreak, we obviously reinforced strict infection control practices within the hospital system. And the Hospital Infection Control Committee set down certain recommendations in order to prevent future recurrences of such outbreaks. So conclusion, I would like to tell that, so first of all, in general, for any hospital-acquired sepsis, an effective and efficient early diagnosis, secondly, an appropriate pharmacotherapy, and thirdly, an effective source tracking is must and assured in order to decrease the incidence of such hospital-acquired infection. And secondly, coming to our outbreak investigation, we can find out that certain things, just like the water sprinkler which was used for the burn wound patient, those also can be the potential hub, potential drivers for multi-drug resistant Pseudomonas or similar likewise organisms in order to cause sepsis in hospital patients. So that is one more important thing. So I would like to conclude thanking to my co-authors and Manipal McGraw-Hill Infectious Disease Center for funding, and the Dean and Associate Dean of a college for continuous support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sufian. It's a very important issue in the hospitals. Okay. Please, patient.
Sophia. Thank you very much, Mr. Sophia, for your presentation. Myself, Professor Rahim, as a microbiologist. So my first question is why you have chosen the burn patients, not the post-operative cases or the road traffic accident cases, which are also very prevalent for Pseudomonas infection, number one. Number two, could you identify the species of the Pseudomonas in your cases, the species of Pseudomonas, okay? Yes. And okay, thank you very much. Okay?
Yes, thank you. So first of all, this was because in the burns patient, it was found out that during this 4-month period, there was increased incidence of a particular colonization of the burn wound by a particular infection. So when we sampled out, we found out that it was Pseudomonas infection in these patients. Secondly, this Pseudomonas species was found out to be Pseudomonas aeruginosa. And again, why was road traffic accident and yeah, so yes, those are also with increased risk of Pseudomonas infection, but our study confined only to the burns ICU patients.
I have another question. Why you have not used the azoxystrobin or methocillin, the anti-pseudomonal antibiotics? Could you use it?
We did try, so it was resistant for piperacillin tazobactam. It was resistant for few aminoglycosides. It was only sensitive for quinolones, which was the drug of choice for most of these patients. And in bacteremia, we gave tigecycline, which is a glycyl cycline. But unfortunately, 3 patients still succumbed to the post-op sepsis. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for that wonderful presentation. I'm Kartini from Malaysia. I have a few questions. One of it, because you didn't mention it was Pseudomonas aeruginosa, now we've completely identified with Malditop it's Pseudomonas aeruginosa. My questions would be, one, based on your antibiogram, were there differences in the MICs for all your antibiotics? Number 2, for your strict infection control practices which were enforced on your poster presentation, can you specify what they are?
Yes.
Number 3, Pseudomonas is usually waterborne, so exactly you have to go through all your water sampling. So exactly what samples were taken from your water sources?
Yeah. So first of all, as you said, Pseudomonas can be also, in this case it was found out to be source in the water sprinkler, but as you said, we did sample the water which was used in the the normal saline which is present in there, and the water suppliers, the pipes which are connected to the burns ICU, the number 2. So we did sample that, but we found out Pseudomonas to be colonizing the knob of this water sprinkler. And secondly, so you asked if there was a MIC, infection control practices. So actually this was a sterilized water sprinkler, but it was later on found out to be ineffectively sterilized. So first of all, we have a HICC set up in a hospital which is called Hospital Infection Control Committee. It laid down certain regulations which were already existing, but we reinforced those regulations on the nurses using the gloves and the aprons, the masks, and apart from that, even the patient visitors were not, more so allowed to meet the patients, because that could also be a potential mode of transmission of Pseudomonas. And differences in MIC between these three?
For the resistant and also the susceptible ones.
Oh, okay. So the MIC was for the resistant one, it was resistant for anti-pseudomonal penicillins, that is PIP-TAZ. And
was there a variation in your MICs for all your isolates?
No, that was the similar ones. This isolate was similarly present in all the patients.
What I mean to say is that because you're using VITAC, right?
Yeah.
So VITAC would say like certain amount would be resistant.
Oh, yeah.
So you have a range of your resistance.
Yeah.
Unless they're all saying that, oh, it is a certain, all of them come up with the same number for, say, like Pictazo.
This is the same strain of Pseudomonas which is affecting all the patients.
So how do you know that it is the same strain? Because you don't do any genotyping, you're only doing
VITAC
antivirogram.
analysis. So the range was slightly different for the patients here, but then it was found out that based on the sensitivity, we found out the strain which was causing infection in the patients was a similar one as the one present in the water sprinkler.
So
Yes.
Okay, one question. Your disinfectants that's used for all your equipment, what are they?
So what disinfectants we use?
Yes, because the recommendation are EPA approved disinfectants.
Yeah. Thing is, Pseudomonas is known to grow in disinfectant like cetrimide, because it can use the carbon present in cetrimide as its sole source of carbon and thrive in it. So what we used here was betadine for the overlaying of the skin infection, and for this it was autoclaved for the water sprinklers. Disinfection, sterilization via autoclave.
So despite autoclave,
yeah, the thing is,
despite autoclave,
it was
still present.
Yes, probably it was ineffectively sterilized. That is the hypothesis.
Have you checked your water source for where the water?
Yeah, we did sample the water, but the water did not have Pseudomonas. It was only the sprinkler which had Pseudomonas.
Thank you very much. I think we need to move to the third presenter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
The third one is the presenter from Faculty of Medicine, Diponegoro University in Indonesia. The presenter name is Kali Rishi Muchamat, and the title of their work is The Use of Caripa Papaya Leaf Extract and Curcuminol in Curcuma longa with microcapsule method as complementary medicine of typhoid fever. Please.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As we know, the prevalence of typhoid fever in Indonesia was 20% based on WHO data on 2018. The mean age of typhoid fever patient in Indonesia is 10 until 11 years old. It is due to increasing of Salmonella typhi resistancy in Indonesia. And then in 1972, there was chloramphenicol resistant Salmonella typhi was first reported. Since then, the chloramphenicol and multi-drug resistant enteric fever was also being conducted in many studies. So we need a complementary medicine to cure the typhoid fever in the next era. And then research about the potential herb that has antimicrobial activity that has been developed. One of them is curcuminoid in curcuma longa and carica papaya leaf extract. Therefore, we use non-systematical review research, and then we search recent journal from 2008 until 2018 about the typhoid fever, carica papaya leaf extract, and curcuminoid in curcuma longa, and then we make a conclusion in the end of the literature. Based on the research that conducted by Besame et al. 2013 and Nosira et al. 2013, the carica papaya leaf extract has more biochemical compounds such as tannins and saponins, alkaloids and glycosides and flavonoids. And tannins has antimicrobial activity because tannins can inhibit the enzyme degeneration and it can reduce the oxidative phosphorylation and deprivation iron amongst them. And the tannins, based on the last research, it can break the membrane cell of the bacteria in the Streptococcus pneumoniae. And then, so we research about the minimal inhibitory concentration of carica papaya leaf extract, and then inhibition zone of carica papaya leaf extract in concentration of carica papaya leaf extract is in the 100 carica papaya leaf extract concentration milligram per milliliter. The inhibition zone of the Salmonella type is 6 millimeters, and then 150 milligram per milliliter of concentration of carica papaya leaf extract give 12 inhibition zone millimeters, and then in the 200 of the carica papaya leaf extract can give the 14 millimeter of the inhibition zone, and the minimum inhibitory concentration of the carica papaya extract is 1,250 microgram per milliliter. And then in the curcuminoid in curcuma longa, there has active anti-inflammation activity because it can inhibit the 3 enzymes that support the inflammation, such as superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutation peroxidase. And the curcuminoid in curcuma longa has antimicrobial activity because the last research said that the curcuminoid inhibition zone in the 80 micromolars is 11 millimeters and the 40 micromolars is 9 millimeters, and the minimum inhibition concentration of the curcuminoid in curcuma longa is more than 80. So how to make microcapsule? First, the carica papaya leaf extract was being extracted by chocolate extractor for 72 hours to give the ethanol acetate extract of carica papaya. And then curcuminoid in curcuma longa was being extracted by chocolate extractor for 1 day to make the ethanol extract of curcuminoid. And then this material is used as the core, and the polyethylene glycol is used to be cell. And then the all materials is being made by rapid expansion supercritical fluid and dissolution into carbon dioxide to make polymer microcapsule to make payment caps. So from the data we can discuss about the carica papaya leaf extract has antimicrobial activity, so we can reach more, and then curcuminoid and curcuma longa can have anti-inflammation and antimicrobial activity, and then the microcapsule method is used to keep the component of drug and to make sure the drug is delivered into organ target. And we can conclude that the carica papaya leaf extract and the curcumin and curcuma longa with microcapsule method can be complementary medicine of typhoid fever in the next era. So we need further research in vivo to know about the treatment dosage and the side effect of this microcapsule in the in vivo research. Thank you for your attention. I think that's all. Kapung kap.
Thank you very much. Yeah, question, please.
Thank you, Gali Richi Muhammad. Okay, thank you very much from Indonesia. It's a good presentation. My question is, you have mentioned in your deliberation there is a a lot of cases of prolonged medical resistant cases, isn't it? You
Yes.
have identified in your country, but you have not mentioned about other drugs like utroxazoxole, amoxicillin, then amoxiclav, and quinolone group of drugs. What about those drugs, and how you have selected the cases for you, this papaya extract and curcuminoid, and why? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, based on the latest research, there are a research about the resistance of Salmonella typhi in many countries, especially in Indonesia. And in Indonesia, because the use of free drugs of people can buy the antibiotics freely in Indonesia. Now the Indonesian government strict about the usage of the antibiotic. So I think we need to know about the resistance of Salmonella typhi in the usage of the antibiotics such as chloramphenicol, ceftriaxone, and many other antibiotics that can be used in the typhoid fever. And why I use papaya leaf extract? Because in Indonesia there are so many carica papaya or papaya, carica papaya plants in Indonesia. So we can use the herbs that usually we can find in the around us. So, and curcuminoid and curcuma longa is the traditional medicine that has been used in the like jamu we call it, or herbal medicine. Maybe you know it is a herbal medicine in Indonesia. So I think based on my research about the literature review, we can make sure the next era we can expanding the herbs that we can find in the environment to be the better medicine of typhoid fever as a complementary medicine.
Thank you. I think we have time.
Thank you for the nice presentation. My name is Inka Lubis from Indonesia. So based on your literature review, I would like to ask if there is any other study that has been done in Indonesia or elsewhere, like to evaluate the safety or in vivo study of this herbal medicine in human. And then my second question is because like in typhoid fever, usually the impact of antibiotic is pretty slow on the clinical symptoms. For example, like the fever is only reduced after 5 days of using oral antibiotics. So what do you think if with the combination of the two drugs, what would be the impact on the clinical symptoms? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for your question. In the latest research that was conducted in the Netherlands, there was a research about the resistance of Salmonella typhi and of the curcuminoid and curcuma longa. And then curcuminoid and curcuma longa, the researchers use curcuminoid and curcuma longa and standard antibiotics such as chloramphenicol and ceftriaxone, and the result about the research is the curcuminoid, the researchers use 10 of medium agar, and then 2 of curcuminoid and curcuma longa is not resistant, and then 8 of the plates is resistant. And then in the chloramphenicol, the 6 plates is not resistant, and then or activity, and the 2 others is resistant. So it was being conducted in Netherlands. So I want to expand the research about to combine the carica papaya leaf extract and curcuma longa. But the research show that the use of curcuminoid and curcuma longa synergies in the given of chloramphenicol. So in the in vitro there was no effect about the minimum inhibition concentration of the Salmonella typhi. So I think we can expand the research to make the better research one in the next era.
Any more questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Move to the fourth one. There will be 2 presenters for these posters from our medical school in Chiang Mai. With Krititi Thaptiang and Pawarit Piyachon, the title is Survey on Knowledge, Attitude and Risk Factor of HIV and Other Sexually Transmitted Diseases among University Students in Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Good Good morning. My name is Pawarit Biashon.
And my name is Krititi Taptia.
And we are fourth-year medical students from Faculty of Medicine, Chiang Mai University. So, as many of you may know, that HIV and other STDs are among the greatest burden in healthcare worldwide, and especially in Thailand, where the new population target is relocated to the younger ages, especially the university students. So, there are many studies that have concluded that the factors relating to this crisis is that the level of knowledge, the ill-perceived attitude toward STD and HIV contributes to great risks in infection of STDs and other HIV.
Okay, so for our methodology, our research, the cross-sectional study was conducted on September to October 2017, and it was composed of 3 faculties, which are art, science, and health science. And the sample size was calculated by the Taro-Yamane formula, and we get our total sample size of 875 students, which is allocated in the 3 faculties equally, yes. And then we would go to the data collection, and our samples was sampled by the convenient random sampling. And for the data collection, we use the questionnaires, which is self-administered anonymous, which we do not expose their identity, yes. And for the data collection, our questionnaire composed of 3 parts, which is STD knowledge and attitudes towards the STDs and the risky behaviors in the STDs. And in the data collection, and in the data analysis, we have 2 parts. The demographic data was, we input the information to the SPSS software first, and then we use the demographic, the demographic data was analyzed by the demonstrative analysis, and the numbers of correct answers and the faculties was analyzed using the linear regression, one-way ANOVA, and the independent t-test. And the results, and for the results, we have the 3 parts, yes, which is all quite very interesting. First of all, the knowledge, we found out that the top 3 most frequently wrong answers are, first of all, the HIV can be fully cured if diagnosed early, which is completely wrong. And second one is that the ulcers and pus in the genital organs are signs of STDs, which is and not related to HIV, which is correct. And the third one is that the HIVs can be prevented if we have the sexual intercourse with the closely related person, which is wrong, yes. It is very surprised that in our university students which have the highest risk of HIVs, we have the highest risk of HIV still have these misconceptions. And the numbers of the knowledge, the knowledge in each parts, the health science have the highest scores and the arts have the lowest scores. And for the attitude scores, we found out that the students think about that they are concerned about the unintended pregnancy more than the STDs, yes. And for the risk assessment, they found out that more than half of the students have the unprotected sex, and they are using the drugs and alcohols during having the unprotected sex.
So, okay, as we know, these knowledge gaps and wrong misconceptions and bad attitudes about STD and HIV, we aim to implement these in the future, like providing better sex education for all faculty students, regardless of their curriculum, in order to help to solve this problem among the university students, which has the highest risk of infection. Okay, thank you.
is Mr. Payachan from Chiang University, isn't it? Our host university. Thank you for a good presentation on the HIV knowledge, attitude, and the respect for the HIV cases in university students, isn't it? So my first question is, you have selected the university students from Chiang Mai University, isn't it? From 3 faculties or 3 departments, not including the medical students. Why? And why you have selected the university student, not the other students? Okay, you have mentioned already that they are the high-risk groups. Why they are high-risk group? Do you have any study on the university students that they are the high-risk groups? Number 1 question. Number 2, what was the actually sampling technique? Was it a purposive one? Okay, number 2. Number 3, what is the overall prevalence of HIV in Thailand? Okay, then another question, how you have measured the attitude actually? What was the scale of measuring attitude in your case? Okay, thank you.
So I would like to answer for the question about the university student as the highest risk population, because they are studying in Bangkok that the group with the highest risk of getting STDs and HIV belongs to those of a younger generation, aged around 15 to 24. And also, they found that this age population has relatively low amount of knowledge and attitude and higher risks than in the other age group. So we investigate in our case, and because that study was performed in Bangkok, so we evaluate ours in Chiang Mai. And we selected the university students in Chiang Mai in 3 fields of studies, which are health science, basic science, and art. But we don't disclose the exact faculties of these samples. Okay. For the question about the attitude misconception, so we found that the most striking one is that the attitude of people, they believe that STDs and HIV are less emphasized than the problem of unintended pregnancy when they engage in unprotected intercourse. So these are quite a great misconception, and apart from that, we also found that the point that they think that having sex with a closely known intimate person will entail the lower risk of getting STD and HIV. So I think these are 2 most important attitude misconceptions from our study.
Prevalence? About prevalence of HIV in Thailand?
HIV in overall general population?
They are not epidemiologists. It's around 1%, I think, in general population. Any other questions? Please.
You mentioned about the prevalence in Bangkok is between 15 to 22-year-old.
15 to 24-year-old has a high.
Is this a heterosexual contact or an MSM sexual contact? Those men who have sex with men or heterosexual?
In general,
it's
population,
in general.
yes. They did not went into deeper details about the specific group like MSMs or other types of students.
Okay, my next question is, what kind of sampling did you use? You mentioned about convenience sampling. Why not a blinded or something kind of sampling? Because there will be bias if you just do convenience sampling.
Thank you for the question. We use the convenient sampling, random sampling, because in each faculty there are different classrooms, so it's very hard to assess in each specific group. So we would go by, we would stay around their faculties, and if someone walks by, we will give them the questionnaires and let them fill out. And yes.
And last is, what kind of questionnaire did you use? Were you able to validate the questionnaires that you use for the study?
Oh, our questionnaires developed from the study in Ethiopian student in 2011, and And another one is the WHO AIDS questionnaires in 2016, which is having the higher impact factors. Yes.
Okay, thank you. In fact, I like your paper. It's just you have to improve on the sampling, okay, doing the collection of data. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we move to the last presentation, which also have two presenters also. Apisit Rungryong Sirichok and Phanapon Watananon from Chulalongkorn University, Faculty of Medicine.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Thanaporn and this is Apisit. Today, we would like to present the strategy to increase influenza vaccination uptake in pregnant women in King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital. So, as you guys might already know that influenza vaccination is considered as an essential element in pregnancy because antenatal infection can cause maternal serious illness and adverse neonatal outcome. Its benefit is not only prevent the infection and consequence, but it can also passively immunize the newborn. Due to its significance, free of charge vaccine are provided to the pregnant woman who is considered as a high-risk group during flu season. However, the proportion of Thai pregnant women receiving influenza vaccine during 2010 to 2012 are surprisingly less than just 1%. The low proportion are also shown in our hospital. So the previous study conducted in our hospital, Chulalongkorn Hospital, suggests several strategies are needed to improve the acceptance of vaccination rate, including the informative media and the consulting from the doctor or other healthcare provider. So the objective of our study is to determine the trend of influenza vaccination among pregnant women who attend our antenatal care clinic after we apply the intervention. So we conduct a 5-year retrospective descriptive study, including all the pregnant women who attend our antenatal care clinic between 2014 to 2018 during the flu season, which is around June to August. Then we collect the number of the administration from the antenatal care clinic at the Department of Pharmacy, King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital. Then we calculate the rate of the vaccination and report along with the intervention we apply, which is first the acknowledgement animation we showed in our antenatal care clinic. The second one is the exclusive vaccination site exhibit next to the antenatal care clinic. And the third one is the encouragement to promote the vaccination to pregnant women by texting via the social media to our doctor and other healthcare provider.
Okay. Next, I am going to talking about the result of our project. Let's get started with this graph. Look at the 2014 and 2015, the baseline rate of influenza vaccination is about 8% in Chulalongkorn Hospital. And in 2016, when we provided the acknowledgement video to the pregnant woman at the NC clinic, the vaccination rate was increased to 12.3%. And in the next year, 2017, when we provided the exclusive vaccination sector at the NC clinic, however, the rate was declined to 9.1%. And in this year, 2018, when the doctor and the other healthcare provider was encouraged to promote the importance of the influenza vaccination to the pregnant women, the influenza vaccination rate rising to the 35.5%. In conclusion, due to 3 interventions, as we show you above, the acknowledgement video, the exclusive vaccination sector, and the recommendation from the healthcare provider, the influenza vaccination rate in Chulalongkorn Hospital rising from 8% to 35.5% is about 4-fold in 5 years. And the recommendation from the doctors and the other healthcare provider is considered as the most effective intervention. However, even significant progress of increase the influenza vaccination rate, but it is too far away from the U.S. Health Human Service that in 2020, the influenza vaccination rate should be 80%. So this effective intervention should be continuously applied and develop another strategy, another intervention to increase the influenza vaccination rate to reach the target in the future. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. from Thailand. Mr. Apisit from Thailand for an excellent presentation on influenza vaccination. My first question is, why you are thinking for increasing the influenza vaccination in pregnancy? Do you think that the influenza infection has got some effects on the child or the fetus? And if so, do you have any study on that subject? And what are the actually effects or congenital effects on the fetus due to influenza infection? Okay, thank you very much.
In Thailand, we have the one case report that the infected pregnant woman infected from the influenza virus. Yeah, they have one case that the mortality, they have died from the influenza infection. And more than that, the newborn, they have the many disease that when the newborn infect the influenza virus, yeah, such as the ARDS or respiratory failure and impending to the fetus death. So the prevention of the infection is important than the treat of the infection. Okay, thank you.
How do the pregnant women see the repost text in the social media of the doctor? So they are in the same social media group as the doctor and the patient are in the same social media group?
The way that we encourage the doctor and the other healthcare provider is conducted by our staff in the OBGYN department by the like application. In that group, they have all of residents, all of doctors, and the head of the nurse. They don't have the pregnant woman or the patient in that group.
So how will that affect the vaccination rate in the pregnant women?
Mainly, we use the consulting from the doctor when the pregnant woman come to the ANC. We need a consulting and giving information from person to person. We didn't have any media, but this is a very good way that we will consider and may apply to another intervention in the future. Thank you.
Any more questions or comments? Okay, I think, thank you very much. So we have finished our 5 presentations and congratulate all the medical students for their excellent work and presentations. But before I hand over the microphone back to the organizer, I would like to give you some information about the posters on your side. Do you curious what are they on your left hand side and right side? Okay, that's the works of our medical students here under the new academic courses we call research skill, which just introduced a few years ago. There are 3 courses. The first one is in the first year for the first year medical student, research skill 1, which aim to just to lay the background knowledge about the medical research for them, and aim with the proposal, writing the proposal. And for this works is from the research skill 2 for the third year medical students. And they group into 5 and have matched with the mentors, faculty staff mentors, and select the topic and work from the beginning through the data collection, data analysis, and then end up with the short manuscript and then the poster presentation also. And this 10 poster we selected English poster which related to infectious diseases. So we present as a works of the medical student today also. So please also enjoy seeing the poster of our medical student. Thank you very much. So, Siribit, please.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, all competitors, for the excellent work, and also thank you for our respected advisors for your participations. The results will be officially announced on 3 p.m. after the special lecture sessions. Yes, the special lecture will be on the second floor. During this time, you can enjoy looking at a poster from our medical students and also the backdrop pictures. You can take pictures here. Okay, and there is also a room on the 8th floor which is provided for the advisors. There will be snacks and water provided for you up there. Thank you for your participation. The 8th floor. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. The MCQ is still going on. No, I'm afraid no. Thank you. Don't forget to put your vote paper in the green box on the reception table. No need to put the name. Our friends will be waiting for you in front of the elevators and also on the 8th floor too. Okay. You can take the milk and water. It's free. Also, there will be photo taking here. The photo from this backdrop will be uploaded on the page on Facebook named the Medicine Camera Creative Club. Please visit our pages on Facebook.